Ellis B. Feaster's Radio Aircheck and Classic TV channel.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program do not necessarily constitute the views and opinions of the new WMEX, its management, or its sponsors. And now it's the Jerry Williams Show. Good evening. It's time for the Jerry Williams Show, presented by the ever-newer WMEX. For comment and controversy, here is New England's #1 rated radio forum. And we invite you to be heard with your questions and comments. Your voice will actually be heard on the air by means of a special WMEX electronic recording device. You're also invited to hear interviews with civic leaders, political figures, and celebrities on the Jerry Williams Show. And now, here is New England's #1 town meeting of the year with your host, Jerry Williams.
Well, thank you and good evening. This is Jerry Williams here on this wonderful night. We'll be joined by the noted television and film producer David Susskind in just a few minutes. He's on his way over from the New England Mutual Hall, where tonight he addressed a large gathering of people at the 30th anniversary convocation of the Boston Adult Education Center. Most provocative, I had to leave in the middle of the question and answer session, but he'll be over here very shortly. In the meantime, if you'd care to converse, comment, give a point of view, we're happy to hear from you. We ask you please to be accurate, brief, concise, and good taste. Please not to call if you've called on previous occasions. Giving somebody else a chance to speak out, if you will. You must be 21 years of age or over in order to participate, and that's about the size of it. We would like to let you know that tomorrow night we're going to have a most exciting broadcast. If we could title it, it would probably be called The Catholic Attitude on Civil Rights. And the panel will include 6 outspoken Catholic laymen. George Parker, who was a former candidate for the Boston School Committee, a teacher at Westwood High School. Aaron W. Godfrey, who was professor of language at Newton College of the Sacred Heart. And Barbara Godfrey, the professor's wife, who was a former social worker. Mary L. Hogan, a registrar of Boston School of Social Work, will join us. Richard Rowland, social worker of the Judge Baker Guidance Center, will be here. And Frank Fitzgerald, who's the director of Youth Opportunity Center in Boston. All of these people will join us tomorrow night on what should prove to be a most exciting panel. Coming up next week, a whole host of people. The Goldwater for President Committee will be here on Monday night. It ought to be a good one. And 2 members of the coordinating committee will speak on behalf of Senator Barry Goldwater for President of the United States. I will take the opposition. Tuesday night, Dr. Leighton Ford, who is an associate evangelist and brother-in-law of Dr. Billy Graham, will be our guest. He is present speaking in Boston, and we're most happy to have this bright and forthright gentleman to join us on Tuesday night. Wednesday, the Registrar of Motor Vehicles will be here, Jim Lawton, and I am going to bring with me that night a classic example of somebody who should not drive a standard shift automobile. That is, without any lessons preceding it, merely for $3. And as you know, right now, if you have an automatic shift license, you can now take your $3 and go up to the registry and drive a standard shift automobile merely for $3, meaning gear shift, of course. Thursday night next, we're going to meet some people from the Memorial Drive area. They are trying, of course, desperately to keep the sycamore trees alive on Memorial Drive and beat the great pavers over on the other side from paving up the whole darn drive. That'll be Thursday night for part of the program, and for the other part of the program, Meyer Levin, the great author of Compulsion and so many other great novels, will join us. Friday is Good Friday. Next Friday, that'll be an open forum, as we always have on Good Friday. And we ask you on that particular night to only comment affirmatively. Maybe pick out somebody in the community that you think has done a particularly good job, either in an area of civil rights or charity or whatever. That's the night when I would predict is the most agreeable night in the whole world in this program. Nobody berates anyone else. We just say kind things. Next Saturday, well, I don't know yet. That's what's coming up. And
buying cigarettes? This time, make it Salem. Try something different for a change.
Try something different for a change. Light up a Salem for a change. Salem softness freshens your taste. Try the soft taste of Salem for a change.
Next time you buy cigarettes, enjoy the refreshing difference of Salem filter cigarettes. Salem's softness freshens your taste. Ahead of Salem's modern filter, there's a rich tobacco blend, smoothed with menthol, plus special paper that breathes in fresh air with every puff.
Try something different for a change. Light up a Salem for a change. Salem softness freshens your taste. Try the soft taste of Salem for a change.
Smoke Salem filter cigarettes.
Just about 10:30 tonight. I think David Susskind will wend his way to our studios and stay with us until 1 in the morning. As you know, he's a man of many opinions, many points of view, and I think you're going to enjoy hearing him. Also, you'll be able to take issue with him later on in the broadcast at Congress 21510 with your views, your ideas, and your thoughts. And David doesn't ordinarily, I think, get the opportunity to expound. He is usually placed in my position of being the antagonist or the protagonist by agitating the person who sits in the chair where he is going to sit tonight. And he, of course, I'm sure, will pull no punches and will fire immediately, not even waiting for the whites of your pink little eyes. Does anybody have any questions here they want to raise? What a group this is tonight. Has anybody in this group served on juries in the last year? Let's say one gentleman. Some kind for not serving on a jury. I'm not going to say now I would love to serve on a jury because somebody will surely call me that as soon as I mention that. But it seems like most people that I meet never get to serve on juries, and I would think it would be most interesting to serve on a jury. That is in a murder trial or something exciting. I don't think I'd like to serve in a civil case of any kind, but that's interesting. And nobody here, anybody in the last 5 years served here on a jury? One gentleman. One gentleman. Anybody ever served on a jury, period? Speaking about juries, Melvin Belli today, the attorney for Jack Ruby, has resigned from the American Bar Association. Now, that doesn't mean that he's not a member of the bar. He certainly is a member of the bar. And I think he has resigned from the American Bar Association with some reason. I don't approve of Mr. Belli's tactics in court. Everybody knew he was quite an egomaniac before they hired him. They knew the kind of an attorney he was. It might be true that his conduct is not within the ethical standards of the legal profession. And some of the comments that he did make after the verdict came in might not be in the best of taste. But he understood that the American Bar Association was going to investigate him with no facts, with no transcripts of the trial. And of course, Mr. Belli has been asking for the American Bar Association to look into the whole matter of jurisprudence in Texas, in Dallas, in that court with Judge Joe B. Brown. Never missed the spittoon once. Hit it every single time. Bing! He did it every time. But Mr. Belli had asked the American Bar Association to look into the matter of procedure and a due process in Dallas, and they didn't even bother. They couldn't be bothered with due process of the law in that Dallas courtroom, but now they're worried about Mr. Belli's remarks about the judge and his remarks about the oligarchy in Texas, and now they're going to investigate him. So I don't blame him for leaving the American Bar Association. Sometimes they're quite hypocritical, and I'm most happy to see that he has some principle involved here, and that this will make for a good pro and con, and I'd like to hear Mr. Belli's remarks regarding the American Bar Association. I wonder if any of the members of the bar are listening tonight and would like to make comment on Mr. Belli's activities and whether he thinks they are proper in a court and whether his remarks after the trial were proper. Congress 21510 is our number. This is Jerry Williams, and we'll take a couple of calls before Mr. Susskind arrives. Hello? Yes, would you speak a little louder, please?
I would like to know what you think of the Jack Ruby trial.
I think it was just swell. I love people getting burned in the electric chair. Okay, kid?
All right.
Bye. I think, what do you think of the Jack Ruby trial? How do I know what I think of the Jack Ruby trial? I didn't read the transcript. I know nothing about everything that went on, just what you read in the newspapers. And I'm sure everybody, I didn't see him getting killed. I missed it by 30 seconds, Lee Oswald. I missed that. There was a commercial just before that, and I missed it. Lee Oswald getting killed at the time. And it was kind of like a television show. Almost people, it was a rerun. There was a rerun. I didn't get to see that either. I only actually got to hear the aftermath. I was talking at that time to my dad on the telephone, and he was screaming, Ruby, he's killing. And that was the kind of hysteria that I heard on the other end of the line, and I rushed in, and it was all over. And I didn't see the rerun, to tell you the truth, and I, of course, could swear to it that I have never seen Ruby kill except the photographs in the newspapers that I've seen. But as to the matter of the trial, to me it was a large circus, most of it, I suppose, caused by Attorney Belli. But at the same time, I think we don't understand Texans very, very good, very well, because Texans have a different brand of law, of people. They're different than New Englanders, and they don't understand us, I'm sure. And as Mr. Belli's associate accused the jury of being un-Texan, that's worse than being un-American in Texas. It's being un-Texan. It's like me accusing Representative Ansel of Ward 14 of having no heart. And I would never do that, because I know his heart belongs to Ward 14. This coming Sunday evening, I did want to mention the Howes Neck Congregational Church holding their big celebrity supper. All the dishes at the smorgasbord-type supper will be taken from the Cooking with Celebrities cookbook, which will be on sale for the first time that evening, since the book contains the favorite recipes of most of the prominent people of the country and abroad, plus many from the own local cooks. This supper is one not to be missed by those who love good food and gourmet dishes. Both the cookbook and the supper are sponsored by the Scholarship Board, and all proceeds from both the cookbook and the supper are sponsored by the Scholarship Board, and all proceeds from both will enable more young people to further their education. 6:30 sharp, Sunday evening, the 22nd, at the Howes Neck Congregational Church in Quincy. We've had their minister on this broadcast. He's very outspoken, Reverend Dr. Peter Correa. And he's a personal friend of mine, and he was up here one night speaking on, censorship or something of that nature. He's quite outspoken. We wish them well on that activity. I see one of the balconyites. Is that over there? And they'll be over shortly, okay? Are we getting any results out there? No results from that corner. And we have a couple of young ladies in the studio with Beatles sweatshirts on. Well, you wouldn't believe what just went on. You wouldn't believe it. There's two girls who had the Beatles sweatshirts on, standing there kind of shyly, looking like my 3.5-year-old, When you say, do something, she goes, ooh. And there's two nice people over here who are applauding the Beatles sweatshirts. Why were you applauding the Beatles sweatshirt? You love the Beatles. Well, crazy. Yes, sir. I want to bite your hand. Well, hot diggity, I'm telling you. They're okay by me. I mean, I don't, I can take them or leave them, and I don't mind them. But would you bring up those sweatshirts so we can all get a good look at them, please? Because we have our own WMEX good guy sweatshirts. We just want to take a good look at them. Come on up. You may get a prize. It might be a WMEX good guy sweatshirt, because we hate to see those Beatles sweatshirts getting ahead. You know how this sweatshirt thing all got started? They started putting Beethoven, Brahms, and Bach on sweatshirts, and for a kick, the kids at Harvard and MIT were wearing them. Would you just look out there? I just went, ooh. What a horrible thing to contemplate, looking at the Beatles. Are you Beatle fans? Which one do you like the best? Paul? Both like Paul. Thank you very much for coming up and displaying your Beatle sweatshirt. Gentleman just walked in who has a Beatle beard. Sort of displaced. He has a high forehead, so he can't grow the hair anywhere else but down here. So, our audience is made up of what I would call real grassroots people, real earthy people. In fact, I think they're real dirty people. That's what they really are. I'm only kidding now. No, I'm only kidding. Don't get mad. She's getting mad. No. I'm only kidding you when I say that. I think I saw a comic once introduce somebody else like that, and it was irresistible for me to do it. So I had to do it. Now, it's 10:16 on the new WMEX in Boston. We'll take a call or two. This is Jerry Williams. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I get such a kick out of every time when I hear that song, I want to hold your hand.
Yeah.
And my son plays for Swampscott, and he made the first call for Swampscott the other day, and I, being orientated into the field of hockey, didn't realize he'd made a goal, and everyone was clapping, and someone said, "Oh, your son made the goal." And I said, "He did. I thought he did something, awful." And then I got laughing to myself, and all I wanted to say was, "I want to hold your hand."
I want to bite your hand. I like that better. Yeah. Yeah. The whole world is a whole world of yes. Nobody says yes anymore. Around here, they say yes.
Oh, well, that's another story, too. They told in the class they were singing the Beatles song in Swampscott, which I am amazed at. And one of the youngsters was singing, yes. And they couldn't get over it. And they said, well, my mother won't let me say anything but yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Not yes.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Well, you're from Swampscott?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said yes for a minute. Why didn't you just say yeah?
Oh, no. I said yes.
Well, and how's the weather out in Swampscott? Is it going to be springy, do you think? Are we going to have any more snow?
Well,
I always like to talk to the gulls out there in Swampscott.
It's predicted, but it's beautiful here tonight.
Very nice tonight.
It is.
Well, we may take a ride along the North Shore after 1 o'clock in the morning, and if you hear 3 people coming down the North Shore singing, I want to bite your hand, that's us.
Yeah.
Don't call the police, all right?
Yeah.
Thanks for the
fine.
call, too. Congress 21510, hello. This sounds like a good party. Listen to this. Oh, they left me. Hello.
Jerry Williams?
Yes.
Jerry?
Hello.
Let me check my radio off.
Okay.
Jerry?
Yes, ma'am.
Last night, did I hear a woman from South Boston say that when they threw bricks at that float, they were only fooling, they didn't mean it?
I think one lady said that for many years in South Boston that it had been traditional to throw snowballs and other things of that nature, and that years ago these things didn't make the newspapers, it didn't make the headlines, and it wasn't blown up out of proportions. And of course, I think the lady is sadly mistaken in comparing, a mischievous person who just throws a snowball and somebody who throws a bottle full of ketchup and other people who threw bricks and paint and everything else in the whole world at that particular float.
Well, of course, I was wondering if they didn't mean it, why didn't they throw it at Louise Day Hicks and the other floats?
Well, I could make a suggestion here, but I won't, all right?
You better not.
I won't do it.
No, but I was wondering if I heard right. There's a difference between a snowball and a brick.
I think that what she was trying to say, that a great deal of this years ago was mischievousness, and it was, and I might have been involved in it myself. But this was not mischievousness, this was maliciousness.
No, that's right. Okay, I wanted to make sure.
Okay, thank you very much. Nice to hear from you. Do you live in South Boston, by the way?
I certainly do not, and I wouldn't go over there, and I wouldn't want to live there.
Oh, well, it's a nice place to visit, believe me.
On St. Patrick's Day?
Yes.
Well,
You're laughing too, huh?
You must have changed your mind.
Well, I won't go into parades after I've been clobbered with pies, but it has no reflection on what I think of the people in South Boston. I think they're very nice people.
No.
Speaking of South Boston, if you're familiar with Senator Powers, he has left the Senate, and he will very shortly take the clerkship of the Supreme Court, I should say, and we're going to pay tribute to him in a 3-hour tribute on April 1st. I hope you'll join me.
On your show?
Right.
I sure will.
Thanks a million, too.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Congress 21510 is our number on the new WMEX Boston. It's 20 minutes past 10 o'clock at night. like gathering old friends around for an old-fashioned party, and it's easier than you'd imagine. Just put some simple decorations on the rumpus room wall, get a supply of fresh, crisp pretzels, and stock up with some real, full-bodied Blanchard's beer from Blanchard's. Blanchard's has 2 convenient locations, easily reached from anywhere in Greater Boston. 874 Harrison Avenue, corner of Northampton Street, exit 15 on the Southeast Expressway. 103 Harvard Avenue near Brighton Avenue in Alston. Plenty of parking space available, too. Now, if you enjoy real beer, and who doesn't, then you'll enjoy Blanchard's beer. This rich, foamy beer is fully aged, made with artesian well water, and is only $2.85 for a case of 24 flip-top cans. Another fine beer featured at Blanchard's is famous Gettleman's Milwaukee beer, an especially tasty beverage brewed in Milwaukee. Smart, thrifty hosts appreciate the fast, courteous service they receive at Blanchard's. Blanchard's, Massachusetts' largest package store, supplying your parties with everything from potato chips to fine wines, beers, and other favorite beverages. So visit Blanchard's at 874 Harrison Avenue, exit 15 on the Southeast Expressway, 103 Harvard Avenue near Brighton Avenue, Alston. Plenty of parking space.